Gloria Estefan has had an extraordinary career as a singer and songwriter with 23 albums and 5 Grammys over a career that spans nearly 3 decades. Well, now she's put on a different hat, author. Gloria is sharing the real-life adventures of her beloved four-legged friend in her first children's book called The Magically Mysterious Adventures of Noelle the Bulldog. Gloria Estefan, good morning.
Good morning.
So great to see you.
Great to see you, too.
So tell me, I mean, usually I'm interviewing you out on stage on the plaza. So it's nice to talk about this, and it's a children's book, obviously. What inspired you to do this?
Well, Noelle, first of all, I have many animals throughout my life and 9 dogs. She's very unique. She's like a person, and she came by accident. She's Colombian, so she's an immigrant like me. When I was here trying to fit in with the Dalmatians in my home and trying to go above and beyond what bulldogs do, there she is. She's
so pretty.
Yes, she is.
I love the fact that you named her Noelle because it's such a feminine name for bulldog, right?
Well, she was a Christmas baby because she was going to be for my son, and when she came from Colombia, she was so ill, the doctor said she wouldn't make it, so I said, try to save her, and I got him another one to have a present, and she made it, and she pulled through, and we had
What did you do with the other one?
Well, it's my son's dog, and he eventually married Noelle, and in this book, she's a puppy. But
you're not your son, the other dog.
Yes, no. My son did not marry Noelle.
I was like, now this is
Let's
the
get
story.
This straight.
Yeah.
No, and that weird.
Noelle had puppies, right?
She had 8 puppies, and well, about a year and a half ago, and I kept 3 more, so I now have 5 Dalmatians.
Crazy?
I think so sometimes. But no, we're animal lovers, and thank God. Oh, there's my Noelle and her pups. They're all bigger than her at this point. And Isaac, Biggie, and La Niña. Those are the 3. And they're adorable.
I think bulldogs are so cute. They're not particularly active. They pretty much just sit around and drool, right?
They don't drool, thank God. Mine aren't droolers.
They don't?
No, they don't.
Don't most bulldogs drool?
A lot of them do. I think it just depends on if their tongue hangs out or how.
Yeah.
Besides, I trained them when I was whelping them practically with Noelle myself. I would wipe their faces and make sure they were clean, and they liked that.
They require a lot of care,
They do.
Right?
They're very
high
maintenance.
the rain.
So high maintenance. In Florida, we have an extra problem because of the heat. They don't have
you have to like lift up their folds and like clean them and stuff.
Mine are not that foldy, but yes, their tails.
All right, so getting back, I know all this because I recently got a bulldog puppy. My parents right now are having a heart attack because we already have 2 dogs, but don't worry, I had to take it back because my daughter was allergic.
You don't have 9.
I know. Well, see, I live in a New York apartment, so it's much more difficult with dogs in New York.
But, you know, like, they're with the Dalmatians, and they really are more active, I think, than most bulldogs. And the reason I got inspired was because when I tried to blend in as a young child in the States, it was very different for me. So I put a lot of little subtle messages and positive, seeds for kids in the book. And
right. It's really about the fact that this bulldog, had a hard time, as you said, fitting in, and it's really a metaphor for kids.
Exactly.
Feeling left out and not included or feeling different.
That's right. And she discovers her talents throughout the story, and at the end she becomes a hero for everybody. And it's how things happen. You discover who you are and what you can become slowly, and hopefully it'll be a bit of an inspiration for kids.
Did you have fun writing it?
I loved it. It's in verse, by the way.
Right, I was going to say, it is in verse, so,
yeah.
I mean, it's different than writing a song, but sort of the same principles apply, right,
Yes,
Gloria?
they do. It was a much more luxurious process. I don't have to keep it to 3 minutes like you do.
Right.
3 and 4 minutes for a song. You're not tied down by the music, but you do have to think of the illustrations and how the pages turn and where the story moves, and it's a whole other thing.
I just want to show, I don't know if you guys can get a shot of it, but the illustrations are
Michael
great.
Barnum, he's amazing, and he was our first pick, and I'm very thankful that he came right on board because he's got a very, I think it's a very modern, edgy, but fantasy type of way of drawing.
So bright and colorful and fun.
Yes, he did a great job.
Oh, so cute.
She really went in the pond, by the way. I have a big koi pond that fish eat out of my hand, and
here, I don't know if you guys
she wanted to participate and went in there, and it was quite a chore to get her out of that pond.
I bet it was. So now you've decided you're not going to tour anymore,
right? That's
musically, but you're going to be going on a book tour, right?
I know. Had I known, mind you, that this was even a bigger tour, I think but it's a different thing, and it's beautiful, and you do it in a few weeks, and then it's over.
Yeah, and you, by the way, have a CD in here.
Yes,
and how many songs are on the CD?
There's actually 1 song on the CD that I wrote for Noelle. The book comes out in English and Spanish.
Oh, right. I want to mention that because you're Cuban and you've stayed very close to your Cuban ties and roots.
And I know, what happens?
How is it in Spanish?
Las mágicas y misteriosas aventuras de una bulldog llamada Noelle.
Thank you for saying that because, I would have been.
But what I've found, I've run into a lot of kids that speak Spanish because their nannies speak Spanish perfectly, and they teach the kids, but the parents don't know. And I would love them to have both options.
That's great, because they can be bilingual, and that certainly will help them as they grow up and go out into the world. Well, you're going to come back and sing the song.
I'm going to sing Noelle's song. I wrote that song for Noelle.
Okay, good. I wish you had brought Noelle with you.
I would have, but I'm not going to put her at the bottom of the plane, and, she's too chunky to fit under the seat.
Yeah, they are chunky, those dogs. Anyway, Gloria, we'll see you in a moment. But first, this is Today on NBC.